I'm still on my Weyman Lute, and like I said, this is featherweight. It's unbelievable. Great little instrument, but it doesn't have a lot of volume, but it's nice for other kind of stuff. So I just picked some tunes. I love Basso Novas and sambas. So I picked Louis Bonfa wrote Morning of the Carnival. A Day in the Life of a Fool was the English title of it. And that's from Orfeo Negro, Black Orpheus film, which also had I Want to Live, I Want to Dance. That was the guitar theme from Black Orpheus, from Morning of the Carnival. He wrote those things and played guitar. He plays wonderful guitar. And he played guitar on it. Now, here's a tune that he wrote from a film after that. This is called Gentle Rain, Louis Bonfa. And we're going to do it in D minor. It lays well here for him. And so it starts out like with a D minor right here. There's your D minor. D, F, A, D minor. Now if you want to put the octave above it, it's up to the open D. Now if you want to go on it from there, you A, the open D. You want up F, A, D, and you want all the way up. All the way up for 2 octaves. That's called an arpeggio. Called an chord arpeggio. Anyway, that's a D minor. So here we go in D minor. It starts off with a melody A. We both are lost. And now E minor 7 flat 5, which is like a G minor 6 chord. Alone in the world, walk with me. That was an A7, and here's a F7 B. In the gentle rain. This is a G in a B flat chord. B flat chord. Here's your B flat chord. And put that G in there, makes a B flat 6 chord, but it's really also a G minor chord, you see. B flat 6 chord. So that's in the gentle rain. Now here is a form of a D minor chord, which is a B minor 7 flat 5. Don't be afraid. You see, now you can come down to, you can leave that, or you can put that in. So it's, don't be afraid. And the melody is, this is an A minor 7 flat 5 chord, or a C minor 6 chord. And for your, here's a D7 flat 9 chord. Here's a D7 chord. The flat 9 on the bottom, the E flat. And here's a G minor 7 flat 5, or a B flat minor 6 chord. Will be your, we're back to that E minor 7 flat 5 or G minor 6 chord. Love for a while. Now it goes up to an E flat, because the melody is that A flat 5 and the E flat 7 chord. Then you're back to I feel your tears as they fall on my cheek. They are, now you see you're going back to the F again. Warm like a gentle rain. B flat 6 chord again. Here's that B minor. Come, little one, you have me. C minor 6 or A minor 7. In the world, D7 with a flat 9. And our B minor 7 flat 5. Our B minor 6 chord or G minor 7 flat 5 chord will be, here's that, E minor 7 flat, very sad. It goes to the F7, and that's very, very, very sad, sweet. Goes to the B flat 6 chord, and then it repeats that F like the gentle rain. Then it goes to an A minor 7. Down there is the melody, or if you go up here where it is, it's like the gentle rain. So you see it's that chord. Here comes that E flat. That's the first half. And then back to the second half. I feel your tears as they fall on my cheek. They are warm, that's that F7, like the gentle rain. That chord again. Is that a beautiful chord, I think? Come, little one, you have me. Sweet, very sad. Here's that F7. Like the gentle rain. Now it repeats that for the ending. Like the gentle rain. Then to the A minor 7 with the thing up here. Like the gentle rain. So I'll sing a little of it, and I'll just play the chords. We both are lost and alone in the world. Walk with me in the gentle rain. Don't be afraid. I've a hand for your hand, and I will be in love for a while. That's the end of the first half. And the second half, I feel your tears as they fall on my cheek. They are warm like the gentle rain. Because that wild chord again. Come, little one, you have me in the world, and our love will be sweet, very sad. Here's from sad. So the end is like a gentle rain. Repeats it. Like the gentle rain. Goes up. Like the gentle rain. Where do you want me to go? Now, another thing we should say. In learning tunes, you should look at them and see what the form is. Form and analysis is a great class that I studied for years, and back in Chicago Music School. Form and analysis. You need form for any classical music or for any of this. Now, rock and roll nowadays doesn't deal much with form, but this kind of music does. These things, jazz and the American Songbook and all that kind of stuff, deals with form. The form of a normal kind of a tune, a pop tune from the American Songbook, would be what they call A-A-B-A. That means generally there's 8 bars of a theme, then it repeats that 8 bars of a theme, then it goes to a bridge, which is B, so you got A, then it goes to bridge B, and it goes back to A, that 8-bar theme that you started with. That's a normal kind of a tune. A lot of them are that way. Now you can alter that form by having an A-A-B, and then when you come back to the A, you have some sort of other thing happen to the end of it sometime, and sometimes that's called a C if it's effective enough. If it's pretty close to the A, it's generally A-A-B-A, but sometimes that's a C if it's the A is affected enough in the end. Whatever. Now, you have other forms of tunes. You have what's just known as A-A, just 2 halves, like this, with an ending on it, 2 halves and an extended ending. This is 2 halves, 2 A's with an extended ending. The A is we are lost and alone in the world. Walk with me, I in the gentle rain. Here's the second half of the first part. Don't be afraid. I've a hand for your hand, and I will be in love for a while. And it goes, I told you that E flat is a substitute for the A7. It could be that, could be anything like that. And it goes back. Now that's the first half. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 bars. Now I told you usually A's are like 8 bars, and then so it gets on to the tune. To make this tune longer in 2 halves like this, they have a 16-bar first half. Now that 16-bar half repeats on the second half. I feel your tears as they fall on my cheek. They are warm like the gentle rain. Here's that chord. Come, little one, you have me in your world, and our love will be sweet, very sweet. And then da 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 da. Now, that is like what you're doing up the top. You're getting like the gentle rain. It goes back to that in that ending then. Back to the F7 into the B flat 6. Then it does that again. And then it does that same thematic melody, motif it's called, this motif, that da-da-da-da-da, and does it up here on A minor. Like the gentle, and then it ends on a D minor, on the D minor. Now, so that tune is like a half and a half. So that would be considered an A and a B. So you got to look at each song, and you got to say, what is that? If you're doing Honeysuckle Rose, now that's a fairly standard kind of tune, and that's an A, B. Now, that has a certain kind of a bridge to it. It has that kind of... it has that bridge. Now, a lot of bridges will have that kind of a chord structure to them. And so in the pop world that we used to have, a pop world, not the pop world today, but the pop world we used to have on the American Songbook, you would say that song has a Honeysuckle Rose Bridge. Well, it's on Honeysuckle Rose here, so it does have Honeysuckle Rose Bridge. But if you had that bridge come into another song, you would say it has a Honeysuckle Rose Bridge to it. That's how it got in the voicing for jazz musicians to play on. So that tune is A-A-B-A, and you would say the bridge is a Honeysuckle Rose Bridge. So I could tell you a lot of different things like that that you need to learn in time, and it's just all has to do with forms of songs, and you just, I could sit down and tell somebody who's never played a particular tune, I'll tell them the key it's in, and I'll tell them what it has. If it has a cycle of fifths doing a certain thing, starting on somewhere and going somewhere, I'll tell them about that, and I'll tell them what kind of bridge it has. You see, there's another song that they use all the time they call rhythm changes. It's the chords for I've Got Rhythm. And I've Got Rhythm has, it has basically, that's what it is, you see. So a little later on, I'll be doing another tune here. I'll be doing Beyond the Sea, and that has some of those same kind of chords in it. So we could kind of talk through things, and you would know what the structure of the song is. And that helps you a lot when you're out playing somewhere and you want to just jam a tune, whatever. Anyway, it's enough of that now. That was Gentle Rain by Louis Bonfa, and I'll be doing other Basso Novas like that, and sambas, whatever, because I like to do those, and I'll probably do them with this instrument here, which is my little Weyman here, whatever.